So I've made the final adjustment on my instant start for this Pulsejet engine. Let me fire it up and then we're going to go through a breakdown exactly how this engine works. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Awesome! And I've disconnected the engine from the test stand. I was just using some wire to hold it on there temporarily. So my thrust stand just has a simple fish scale on it, and the more you push, the further it goes. So the thrust coming out of the engine, out of the intake and the exhaust comes from actually from both. I'll explain that more in a second. That pushes on the thrust stand and then reads on the scale. That tells me how much thrust it's putting out. So this engine is set up to run and start on liquid propane. It is not vapor. It has to run on liquid because it needs that much more fuel. They're very fuel hungry engines. That's why I had this propane tank upside down. And I just use a simple ball valve to control the fuel, to regulate how much fuel is going into it. And then I've actually drilled out the center of this adapter to make sure there's no restrictions there. So it is a lot of fuel that these run on. To get it started, you just need an ignition source. I've constructed one of these simple igniters. It's just a automotive coil, a condenser, and a relay that produces a high voltage spark, and that runs over to the spark plug. And then when I turn that fuel on, when I crack that fuel open, fuel rushes into the injector, and the engine, it just barks to life, as you saw just a minute ago. So how does this engine actually work? There are no moving parts in this engine. It is a jet engine. It's also an internal combustion engine. So what happens is fuel goes into the injector. It sprays into the combustion chamber. That creates an explosion or a deflagration, which is a subsonic, let's say really fast burn. So at about 700 miles an hour, it goes from the combustion chamber and explodes, and it goes out the intake, and then it goes out the exhaust. It makes a U-bend here, and out the exhaust. And the exhaust is longer for a reason. So what happens is those exhaust gases come out the intake first, and they're still traveling down the exhaust. That mass is still pushing. That creates a vacuum, so there's a vacuum now in the combustion chamber. Since the mass has exited the intake, and that exhaust gas is still rushing down the exhaust tube, it then creates that extreme vacuum, and then fresh air gets sucked through the intake, mixes with the fuel, does some cool stuff, swirls around, and it touches that flame front that's still exiting the exhaust, and poof, it pops again and starts the cycle all over again. That's how these engines work. There are no moving parts. This is a valveless pulse jet engine. This one has, I just measured it again as I just fired it up. This one puts out 25 pounds of thrust. That's not too bad for this little engine, and I'm working on a prototype number, well, another prototype, let's say, and I'm going to be putting a thrust augmenter on it, and I'll get into that another time. So there's some of my parts for the next version here. I'm going to try to get up to 30 pounds of thrust. All right, this thing's finally cooled down. So this engine, being a jet engine, produces thrust. So this would be suitable for perhaps a small scooter or bicycle. This would be a good project for that. Or if you just want to build a jet engine in your garage. I made this jet engine with a welder, some drill bits, a drill, some basic tools besides a welder. All of these cones are rolled by hand with really simple techniques. I'll be going into a build video and exactly how you can do that on my YouTube channel pretty soon here. But I'm working on the final rendition of this right now so I can get the plans out. If you're interested in plans, check my website out, BUILDNPULSEJETS.com, where you can purchase plans for this engine or other larger engines for that matter. These don't have any moving parts, so there's really nothing to wear out except for the steel. They're made out of mild. These ones are made out of mild steel. They're easier to bend if they're made out of mild steel. Most people are not going to run this engine for hours and hours and hours to where that mild steel, because it gets red hot, is going to scale up so bad that it just degrades. Most people are, you know, it's a hobby. They're too loud to run it for an hour at a time. You run it for 30 seconds, a minute maybe, you know, up and down the road if you get on a bicycle, whatever. It's up to you how you want to do that. Most people don't have the space to do that, but I'll leave that up to you. Another thing I'm considering is kits. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in the kit. I'm trying to figure that out, how I could get these shipped flat packs, so you'd have to roll the cones yourself, but you'd have all the materials you'd need, except for a couple things you'd need, like a propane tank, you know, a few some fuel lines, the ball valve, your ignition unit. If you want to build one of those ignition units, I've got a video on YouTube on how to do that, or check out my website. There's also information on there. But let me know if you're interested in the kit. I'm going to go back to working on the final prototype for this engine, which will also instant start just as easily as this thing. There's no more blowing a blower in the intake and losing some eyebrows or whatnot. Not that I've ever done that. So I'll see you on the next one, and I hope I've inspired you to get out and build something, maybe a jet engine.